Reason we have two inside this space, two of the slot diffusers, is because one of those is a supply and the other one is actually an ERV. Hey, this is Cannon with AFT over here at the Citrus Pointe project. Something interesting here. So in Arizona, we typically don't have higher slope roofs. We actually have typically a lower slope. We're not dealing with snow or anything like that. But in this particular project, we're built into the attic, and these are 8-12 pitches here. We actually have some 12-12s on this roof. We have a low slope section above the loft that actually is going to get foam and solar panels. But with these different pitches, we kind of, in building into the attic space, we end up with some kind of different ceiling lines that we'd normally be used to in Arizona. And another thing with Arizona, we're not trying to heat a space, we're trying to cool a space. We very rarely have to heat a space. So all our stuff's going to be in the ceiling. And to hide these, what these ones are is they're by INVIAIR. It's a linear slot. So there will be a metal plate that gets put above this, and then the drywall will actually go in between everything, get all sanded, mudded out, sanded, and it'll be completely flush. It'll just have these little slots. So super skinny slot grills there and there. So that's throughout this entire house is what we've got. And yeah, as you can see, we just kind of have some cool different ceiling elements. This is because this is what the homeowner liked, and this architect is actually out of Utah. So Hebden Studios out of Utah designed this house. So we get a little bit more of that kind of alpine-ish mountain range style home. Yeah, so with it being on the second floor and we wanted nice high ceilings at the first floor, so we got 11.6 down there, we're actually gonna get a little bit low. This will be a standard door, and then the trusses over here, the way they work out, we got this low slope roof and everything. We're just kind of lowering the ceiling in this area, but it's all right. It's totally fine. It's a bedroom, and honestly, it feels a little bit better when you're in a bedroom and the ceilings aren't overly tall. So going into this little bedroom here, you got this low slope. We get down to totally normal height, but it is a little bit lower than what we're used to on our first floors and in our bigger spaces. Kind of more quaint feeling. Another little linear slot there, and then you got two inside this bathroom as well. Reason we have two inside this space, two of the slot diffusers, is because one of those is a supply and the other one is actually an ERV, which is an energy recovery ventilator. Kind of replaces your typical bathroom fan. So we have 7 of these ERVs inside the house, and what they'll do is they'll pull out the air that's inside the space, the humid air. You'll get it out of the house, but before it goes out of the house, it goes through the ERV system, and it's got these system of coils, and so that stores the cooled air inside those coils, and then when the fresh air comes in through another intake, it passes by those coils, and you can actually cool the outside air up to like 15-20 degrees just by having it pass through those coils on its way back in. So you're not just exhausting out air and pulling in air from spaces that's 120 degrees outside sometimes. Now it's going to pass over these coils and it's going to cool it back down before it gets reintroduced fresh air into the house. And yeah, that's just one of the cool things about Citrus Pointe is the HVAC system and how all these things work. Thanks, guys.